Hey, Tony Gaston here. Got another question from y'all. Why don't men take long distance relationships seriously? Now, this is a big thing today because of social media. So, a lot of people are meeting on social media and because of dating apps. A lot of people are meeting on social media or dating apps. And so, what's happening is these relationships are being formed across the pond, across state lines, different countries, whatever. And that just is not real to a man. And the number one reason why it's not real to a man is because men are visual creatures. Men like what we see. We have to see, we have to touch, we have to experience, we have to explore. When you look at who explored the world, who discovered the land, it was mostly 99.9% men. Men are adventurers, men are explorers, men are hunters, men are gatherers, men are go-getters. Just our mind is so active as men, and that's why you see men do what we do. Like, we know of a couple women who are NASCAR drivers because on a large scale, because it just doesn't make sense to a lot of women to get in a car and to put your body through that physical pain and aching driving 200 miles per hour around a circle 500 times with your core tight, can't eat, can't use the bathroom unless you go on yourself. That doesn't make a lot of sense to women. When you look at the different sports, like look at football, we don't have an NFL for women because it doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of women. So you have to understand the difference in the brain. And I think a lot of times people don't want to respect that. People don't want to understand that. So you have to really think about this. And so in this, what do you see a lot of women doing that men also do, but it works for the woman's mind as well? When you look at those things, a lot of times you'll see that that thing has something that's mentally stimulating, that's engaging. It's a deeper connection, like doing art, gardening. These things that women love to do, the woman's mind is very poetic. So when you see a woman plan a wedding, that's why most event planners are women, because women are experience based, meaning women like an experience, but women like a connection, and women like it to be mentally stimulating. So long distance is mentally stimulating because it's conversation. It's mostly conversation, or when it's experience based, it's doing stuff over the phone, role play on the phone, stuff on video, on FaceTime, on Skype, on whatever that's being done. That kind of stuff, that still is an experience. But that annoys a man because we are physical. Men are physical. The man doesn't just want to look at a screen or look at pictures or just talk about it. He wants to be about it. So whereas a woman can do that and feel great, a man cannot do that. So when you think about the studies that say 70% of women have not had a release from the actual act with a man, 70% of women do not have the release from the actual act that creates life, that brings about life. So what that means is, if a woman can live her entire life without having that type of release from that interaction, what it means is that to that amount of women, that act is not everything. And me being married and being able to talk to a woman and being able to hear a woman express, just the differences. And understand that not every woman is the same. Some women, but even those women who aren't like that, when you look into their history, when you look into their life, they'll tell you about something that happened at a young age or at early, as a teenager or before preteen, that exposed them to this feeling, or something they were watching, or something they experienced that exposed them to this feeling. So now they are attached to that feeling of the release. And even a lot of those women may not have that release through the actual act with a man. It may have to be done in a different way. And so what this lets you know is that most women are okay with conversation and not the physical act of intercourse. And that most women can actually do things in that realm and not have a release and it not feel like the end of the world. That's not the case for men. That's not the case for men. It's not the case for men. The little red button they say the president has that he could hit. If a man is in the physical act, or if the man is being, stimulated in that way, and a man can't have a release, the button getting pushed. The button is getting pushed. So the reason why long distance isn't real for 99% of men, ask the women in the military what those married men are doing on the base when their wife isn't there. If that man is deployed, ask the women in the military what the men are doing who are married and deployed and their wife is back home alone or with the kids. Ask the women in the military. They'll explain it to you. Ask the women in college what the men are doing who are in college but have a girlfriend back home. Ask them, they'll tell you. And so a lot of women get mad with me when I express this, and just let you know that that's not within that first, like by the end of that first year, somebody need to be moving. If you want that relationship to work, somebody need to be moving. And if the man is not begging the woman to move, or he's not moving stuff around so he can move, and it's healthy, like a healthy relationship, I ain't talking about no crazy relationship, then that is a sign that the man doesn't even want the relationship. He's just doing the long distance just because it can be fun. So here's what a long distance relationship can be used for by men who don't value or respect or want a long distance relationship. They will use the stimulation as a build-up. It'll be the play that comes before, which that word might not be able to be used on here. So it'll be the play, Play, that comes before. So you know what word I'm saying. Okay. And so the man will talk to this woman that he's with in a long distance relationship, talk to her for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, get worked up, and then go to his sneaky link that y'all calling it today, that's in his city. Go to that woman in his city and work that off. Get that off of him. And then come back to his girlfriend or his wife that he's in this long distance relationship and do it all over again. That's unfortunately what 99% of men are doing in long distance relationship. And I hate to be the one to tell you that. Now, understand, there's hundreds of millions of men. So even if your man is in the 1%, your man could be in the 1%, because when you got hundreds of millions of men, or whatever, 1% of that is a large number. So yes, you could have the man that's in the 1%. But you will know that by the rest of him, the rest of his lifestyle. So if this man doesn't watch nasty movies, if this man doesn't smoke, if this man doesn't get drunk, if this man isn't addicted to anything like video games or even soda, or if this man is in control of his life, like he has discipline, he has focus, he has ambition, he has a relationship with his creator. If it's that type of man, then he could be in that 1%. If it's not that type of man, he's not in that 1%. So if a woman is in a long distance relationship with a man who drinks, he's not in the 1%. If she's in a long distance relationship with a man who smokes, he's not in the 1%. A man who curses regularly is not in the 1%. If a man has any character flaws, like any blatant character flaws, he's not in that 1%. Unfortunately, he's in the 99%. And your long distance relationship, God bless you. God bless you. I'm wishing you the best. And I know you want to work out. I know you got all the hope in the world. I know y'all have great conversations, deep conversations, but you have to understand the nature of men. And if the man is really set on proving me wrong, then he will make a move. He will make a move, or he will beg you to make a move. He'll make a move so that y'all could be together in the same city. Point blank, period. And if he's not putting the actions behind the words, because he could get mad with me and say I'm lying, I'm full of it, I'm doing this for money, I'm pandering. But if he doesn't have the action to show and prove that I'm lying, once again, that's the Jedi mind trick that a lot of grown boys will use. And I've been in a long distance relationship. I was in a long distance relationship when I met my wife. Oh, look, you ain't want to hear that, did you? I was in a long distance relationship when I met my wife. And I had no intentions of being in that long distance relationship because I knew I was not built like that. And I did not know a man who was built like that. I got a guy today that I know that was the only guy that I did not personally see physically cheat. But there was this other guy at my college but that guy was going on dates with other women at college, but saying he's faithful to his girlfriend who was back home. And that was the most faithfulness I've seen as of men. It was another guy who did not curse, did not drink, did not smoke, and walked around campus with his Bible. We just so happened to have two young ladies who was with the get down while we was in football camp. And he climbed right on top of her. Had a girlfriend back home, walking around campus with his Bible, did not drink, did not smoke, did not curse, and hopped right on top of that woman. Hopped right on top of her. And I say, wow, we was in the same room. We was roommates. I say, whoa, okay. So see, you got to understand, I know men differently. And I know if a man really is about what he's saying, he going to put up or shut up. He going to put up or shut up. It's going to be proof in the pudding. Point blank, period. Hate to break that to you. It's Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll talk soon.